Tech in 2 minutes. I'm Ross Hurley, this is EM360, and today I'm going to be talking about the history of women in tech in under 2 minutes. This is my timer, and I believe it's going to start now. It's no secret that the workforce during World War I and World War II and many of the Allied states comprised mostly of women, many of whom worked as telephone operators and factory workers. While men were fighting a war with weapons abroad, many of the women were fighting a technological war back home. So while the biological determinists of the world might argue that men are simply biologically better at maths and tech, this is simply untrue. In fact, the very basis of modern computer algebra stems from Greta Hermann's thesis, The Question of Finitely Many Steps in Polynomial Ideal Theory, published in 1920. One incredibly popular job for women during World War II was to be a human computer, where women calculated the trajectory of firing angles by hand. The Bletchley Park code-breaking operation during World War II was also actually 75% women. The first computer programmers emerging in 1945 were also, you guessed it, women. Fast forward to the modern day and only 20% of engineers in tech companies like Google are women. Okay, so if women were the pioneers of computer science, why are there so few women in STEM in the modern day? Well, Professor Dame Wendy Hall points out that women are culturally discouraged from studying subjects such as computer science, particularly in Western countries like the UK and the USA. While a mere 16% of computer science undergraduates in the UK were women, Hall states that in Nigeria, Malaysia and India, there's more like 50%. This becomes all the more shocking when we look into how well women of colour succeed in Western countries. Only 4% of C-suite executives, for instance, in the USA are women of colour. Are these statistics related to the abilities of women? Or is it much more likely that women are systematically disadvantaged from succeeding in the tech industry? There are women looking to fix this problem, however, including Reshma Saujani, who is the CEO of Girls Who Code, an organisation focused on teaching girls coding and tech from a young age. Ultimately, this problem needs to be treated holistically, and it can only be improved by creating a safe environment for young women to get involved in tech from a young age. And I believe that's my 2 minutes. Just about. Ish. Sort of. I tried. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Tech in 2 Minutes. You can see us next week, but before then, please follow us on LinkedIn and on Twitter. I'm Ross Hurley, this is EM360, and I'll catch you next week.